Hi guys, welcome to Simple Programming. In this video, let us see what is a messaging gateway, what is a gateway, and what is a service activator in Spring integration. Before we implement an example, let us understand these basic items. A message. A message is a generic wrapper for any Java object. It has a header in it and as well as a payload. Payload is nothing but your Java object or the message that you are going to send to an outbound channel or an outbound adapter or an outbound external system. A message channel represents a pipe. All messages inside the Spring integration are sent and received to and from a channel. Let us create our Spring Boot project along with the Spring integration dependencies. For this, I'm going to click on File, New, Spring Starter Project. Give a name for your project. Click on Next. Type in Web and add the web dependency. And then search for integration. You'll see Spring integration here. Check that and then click on Finish. I've already created a Spring Boot integration project here. And now let us take a look at the Spring integration config that I have created and take a look at what are the configurations we need to add in order to use Spring integration. Okay, here's my configuration file. I have annotated the configuration file with at the rate of configuration to mark it as a configuration file, and there is at the rate of enable integration annotation added here. This enable integration is useful when you have multiple configuration files in your application along with the Spring integration configurations. In this case, right, even if I delete this, the application would work fine. But this is actually valuable when you have multiple configurations in your Spring Boot application. And then I have the integration component scan, which is used for class path scanning, just like at the rate of component scan, but restricted to Spring components where at the rate of component scan cannot reach. But in this case, right, since it's going to be a single configuration file, we don't have to use this both the annotations now. Even without the usage of this, the application would work fine. I'm just adding this, to show how these annotations are used. Then we have a bean, which is our message channel. I'm going to use a direct channel here. Spring integration gives you a lot of channels that you can make use of. There's a pollable channel, there's a subscriber channel, there is a queue channel, and there is a scope channel, there is an executed channel. There are a lot of channels available. I suggest if you want to take a look at you can take a look at the Spring integration documents. It gives you detailed information about what each channel is used for. For this example, I'm going to use a direct channel, which acts like a point-to-point channel, and it is the simplest and the default channel. So I'm going to have a receiver channel and a reply channel for my application. Then let us take a look at our controller. The controller is going to be a REST controller with a simple get mapping in it. So I'm going to get a value from the get path variable, and I'm going to send it to my integration gateway. So let's take a look at our integration gateway interface. The integration gateway is nothing but is a messaging gateway. It is an interface that serves as a proxy abstraction over your messaging structure. Whatever messaging endpoints that you use inside the Spring integration, right, are exposed as a messaging gateway for a user to make use of. There is a method signature inside my interface that is a send message, and it is annotated with at the rate of gateway, which means when I make use of this integration gateway dot send message, right, the message would be sent inside this integration dot gateway dot channel. So you can have multiple gateways here. Let's say I want to have multiple channels here, and you can have multiple gateways. Let's say I can even do this. So now what happens is, like, when I try to do a integration gateway dot send message, the message will go to the integration gateway dot channel. Whereas if I do a integration gateway dot process student details, right, the message will go into the student channel. So these are different gateways you can use within the messaging gateway. For this example, let's keep it simple. So this is going to be serve as an interface. Then let's take a look at our controller now. So what I've done is like I have auto-wired this integration gateway here, and I'm going to do a send message. The name that I'm going to get in the get mapping path variable, I'm going to send it to the Spring Integration Messaging Framework. Then our final file is the Spring Integration Service. The integration service is a component class that has a at the rate of service activator endpoint in it. So what is an at the rate of service activator? A service activator acts like a connector between the Spring managed object and your input channel. So whatever input that we get inside this integration gateway channel can be received here as a message object, and you can write all your business logics here. If you want to send it to a different endpoint, you can send it. If you want to send it to an external system, you can you send it. There are different things that you can do inside a service activator. So service activators are a very important endpoint, and you'll be using a lot of service activators in your project. So let's take a look at this implementation. So when a message comes into the integration gateway.channel, right, it comes in the format of a message. So then what I'm going to try here is like I'm going to get this message, and I'm going to create a simple text like welcome, whatever name the user gives in the get mapping to Spring integration. So for that, what I have to do is like I have to set this reply channel, because to set a reply channel, I'm going to use the message.getHeader.get reply channel. The reply channel being that we created in the config will be automatically used in the header. So you can get the reply channel from there. And when you do a reply channel dot send new message, you can send the actual message back to the controller's integration gateway dot send message. So this is how the Spring integration works. So let us quickly run this application, and let us see what is the output that we get. Okay, so looks like our application is up and running in port 9001. Let's go to the browser and let's try to hit the URI. Alright, welcome John Wayne to Spring integration. So looks like our Spring integration with at the rate of messaging gateway, at the rate of gateway, and at the rate of service activator is working fine. So in this example, we have looked at all these three components. Thanks for watching guys, and please subscribe for more such videos.